and welcome to Storytime. Today we're going to be reading a book that's been written by me, Caroline Tuohey, and it's been illustrated by Karen Sagavac. I hope you enjoy it. Skadoodle and Snugs' Magnificent Plan. Skadoodle and Snug both resided in town, one with Miss Willis, the other Joe Brown. And each little dog loved their owner to bits, but knew that the pairings were really the pits. Young Joe was quite sporty. He loved a long run. Poor Snug thought that running was not that much fun. And Joe loved his pug, so he slowed to a jog, while Snug lumbered on like a four-legged log. Miss Willis was older and potted indoors. Skadoodle preferred to be out on all fours. She wished that Miss Willis would throw her the ball. Being stuck in the house gave her no joy at all. And Snug quite agreed. She and Joe were mismatched, so a plan to improve things was cleverly hatched. Each dog dug a hole and met under the fence. They'd simply swap owners. It made total sense. Skadoodle loved running. She'd keep up with Joe, and Snug thought a nap with Miss Willis the go. They carefully sorted their canine disguises. A plan of this boldness must have no surprises. And with clever employ of a cushion and rug, Skadoodle the poodle became Snug the pug. Then Snug found some props that made curls and a nose and raced to the garden to sniff a red rose. Now, both Joe and Miss Willis wore glasses to see. They'd spot a dog swap just as quick as can be. So when both of the humans returned for the day, the dogs hid those glasses well out of the way. Miss Willis sat down for an afternoon nap, and Snug snuggled happily onto her lap. Skadoodle and Joe headed off to the park. They ran till the day turned to dark. And later that night, they both peacefully dreamed. The swap was successful, or so it had seemed. But the morning, it brought with it shock and upset with unforeseen problems for each little pet. You see, plans that are sneaky can quickly turn bad, and Snug and Skadoodle's plans certainly had. Miss Willis and Joe and their specs were united, both glad that their vision was suddenly righted. And when both of their dogs went from blurry to clear, they loudly exclaimed, "Now, what's going on here?" The poodle and pug had both lost their disguises, and obviously now there were several surprises. Miss Willis looked down at a pug, not a poodle, and Joe was now staring at next door Skadoodle. They picked up the dogs, who were looking quite meek. Their plan, now a shambles, would need a good tweak. "Miss Willis," called Joe, "can you guess what I found?" "My dog," said Miss Willis, "and I have your hound." "I think," stated Joe, "that the dogs try to swap, but we both love our pets, so that nonsense must stop." But later, when Joe was reduced to a walk, he wondered if he and Miss Willis should talk. And poor old Miss Willis was thinking the same when Skadoodle invented a lovely new game. So, when they both met, once again at the gate, they laughed and declared, "This just has to be fate." They happily swapped back the poodle and pug and gave their new pets a big welcome home hug. And life for those dogs went from good to sublime. They couldn't have asked for a lovelier time. Skadoodle and Joe won the Muddy Paws Roam. Miss Willis and Snug cheered them on back at home. And that's the end of the story.